Okay, like I said, we're back. It's 2021, and there's not much time left in this class. We got this week will be a normal week. Next week will be the last week. Won't be quite normal. We'll have regular Zoom on Monday. I'm not sure what we're going to do on Thursday and Friday because officially those are like half days next week. We will have our final test, which I'm going to kind of call a final exam, but all it is our chapter 12 and 13 test. So there's not going to be like a comprehensive final. In a normal year, we would have wrapped up 12 and 13 before the end, and we would have gotten notes for a lot of review terms and concepts, and had a comprehensive final, but not this year. So you guys get off a little bit easy. Okay. So we are back. So yeah, if you can go in the chat, put a hello, put a greeting, that would be great. And what I'm going to do here first, I'm going to go share the screen here and bring up. Okay, here's our class. So what did I post on here last night? Hopefully everybody read it. There's 3 assignments for this week, and most are mostly focused on chapter 12 and 13, whose notes and slides were due before the break. So everyone should have those done. Okay. Next week, we will have the chapter 12, 13 test for a final test. Not sure if it'll be called a final exam, but it will only cover these chapters. So yeah, I'm going to be discussing all that. Start with this week here. What's going on this week, Mr. Rio? Well, before break, we did the 12 and 13 notes, which is about economics and politics. Okay. Today's not the day I'm going to go over that. But when we talk about economics, there's also education and religion. So it's economics, politics for chapter 12, and religion and education for chapter 13. Okay. So that's what's going on this week. Also, I believe I graded everything that was up through going on break. So if you turn in any late work from December or even November or whatever, be a good idea to let me know. Shoot me a text or an email, because on my end, I have 4 classes. I have 100 students, and I've given 30 or 40 assignments, probably 40 or more. So I got about 4,000 slots that students could hypothetically have something turned into. So if you don't tell me, check Mr. Rio, check this from chapter 7 and 8 or whatever. There's not a high probability I'm just going to go find it randomly. So make sure you let me know if there's anything I need to grade. And if you do let me know with a text or email and I don't grade it within, say, 48 hours, then make sure you let me know again. Okay. So that's what's going on with that. This week, we wrapped up our 12 and 13 slides before break and did another assignment there. So that was a big project before break. So this week here, we have just 3 assignments. Not too bad. First one I'm going to bring up here are videos that relate to chapter 12 and 13, or more specifically, mainly chapter 12 about economics and politics. Okay. And they're all crash course videos. There's only 3 of them. Okay. It's not too bad. They're about 10 minutes each. And again, I use these because they do a great job covering this kind of stuff that comes straight out of a textbook. Okay. So you got an assignment for that. Probably take you half hour or so to do, 40 minutes. Not too bad. We have a TED Talk that I always have used. I've used it now for probably a couple of years in this class, and it's not directly about 12 and 13. It's just more of a sociology issue at all. But in the past, I've always gotten students have always said it's one of the most interesting things that they saw in the class. And it's very, very unique. Okay. When we talk about sociology and groups and people and that, we do talk a lot about problems. And like I told you from the first week here, mature topics, adult topics, sometimes hard to think about topics. And we covered poverty, and we cover racism, and we cover crime and police and all kind of things that are sometimes challenging and frustrating to learn about and deal with because, there's not always easy solutions to all the problems of the world. Well, this TED talk here by a guy named Daryl Davis is one of the most unique ones I've ever seen. And what he does is he's an African American and a musician by trade. And he was curious about white supremacists, if you can believe that one. Not just curious as like, oh, they're bad and they're evil and I hate them, but he took a little different approach. He thought, I want to get to know them. He thought, why do these people hate me because of the color of my skin or my background, and they don't even know me? He said, I can understand, if I remember, he said something along the lines of, I can understand if you don't like me because of me, but how can you not like me? How can you hate me when you don't even know me? So he started going to gatherings and meeting people who were in like the Ku Klux Klan. Okay. And remember, he's African American. Okay. And he's going to meet these Klansmen and befriends some of them. Well, I won't tell you what happens, but it's interesting to say the least and a rather unique approach. And this is one of the many examples that always brings me back to the fact that I personally know people all over the world and all kind of backgrounds in our country and around the world. And when it gets right down to it, people are basically the same. And that's both for the better and the worse. Everything good you can find in one group of people, you'll find in another group of people. And everything bad you can find in one group of people, you can also find in another group of people. So, so this is a rather interesting take on the topic of racism and prejudice and discrimination. Okay, now our big project of the week may look like there's not much here because only 3, and it's not that bad. But we got a documentary I've used in the past, and fortunately, I actually own it, but I can't really share you my version on an online class. But the good news is it's currently on YouTube for free with ads. Now, this one here relates to economics and politics. It's called Inequality for All. And it's a documentary by a guy named Robert Reich, who's a professor, used to be a Secretary of Labor under President Clinton. And he's a very interesting guy, whether you agree with him or not, or agree on some things, disagree on others. He's definitely not boring, in my opinion. And this is not your typical documentary. It's not like a Frontline documentary. Actually, this is a documentary that was released in movie theaters at one time. Okay, I'm not saying a huge number of people once saw it in the movie theater, but it is that type of documentary. And it's, I think, educational. I think it's informative. I think it's interesting. I think it's kind of fun in some ways, in some places. And Robert Reich, on one hand, you might say, okay, he's just another one of those, inequalities bad type of people, but he's more than that. When it gets to the very end, he reminds everyone, I'm a capitalist. I like capitalism. We just need to make it better. And he's optimistic and he thinks we can make it better. So it's very well done. It's very interesting. It's thought provoking. And just like with everything else, I've said this before, these are all opinions. These all have biases. And when you watch this, it's to learn these viewpoints, whether you agree with them a little bit or a lot or not at all or in between or whatever it may be. So you'll be given opportunity in the assignment to not only summarize it, but also to share your views on these topics. Okay. And that's one of the big goals of this class is to get you to think, to look at different types of information and think. And any of these topics, it'd be great if we had the time where you can, we could look at all different high quality viewpoints on different sides, but there isn't always time for that. But this is a really well done, interesting documentary, and the link is on there. So this one here, any of them that are on YouTube, especially something like this where it's an hour and a half long, okay, it'd be, if you have any type of streaming device at home, you can stream YouTube to a regular television and HD TV. That'd be the best way to watch something like this. And for taking notes in that, you can do it on a computer. You can do it handwritten if you want, and then put it to your computer later. Or some people do submit handwritten notes to me various ways by taking pictures or coming into school and dropping them off. So if that's easier for you to do, that's okay. And I don't make you write a huge amount about these either. Okay. So we're doing our politics and economics focus this week. Next week, we'll focus a little more on the education and religion side of it. And we'll have our test on 12 and 13 and wrap up next week with a few assignments and a test. So that's it. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing here. On Thursday, when we have our Zoom session, I'd like to discuss some of these. So if we can get a chance, watch the videos. And if you need help understanding something or figuring something out or just engage in discussion, that's what we're going to do on Thursday. Any questions or comments about anything? Are you guys still there behind all those names on the screen? Okay. I'm at school. I'll be here all day Wednesday. If anybody wanted to come in, not necessarily not to see me, but if you want to come in and use the computers or work here or whatever. But if you did need help from me, that's okay too. I'll be here all day Wednesday, maybe some other days. You can be in touch. So watch Inequality for All, watch the TED Talk, watch the videos relating to chapter 12 on politics and economics. And it's all important stuff to learn. Okay, if you got questions or anything, you can just unmute yourself and ask, or if you want to discuss anything or say hi or something. Other than that, on my end, we are all done for the day. Okay.
Bye, Rio.
Yep. Take care. It's nice seeing you guys. Sort of seeing you. It's 2021. Yep. Take care. Take care. See, you got the LED lights too. Yeah. Yep. Here, look at. I don't know if I showed you this. I can do the colors also. I got red also. Or purple. Or green. These are pretty cool. I like these. I want to get some more of them in here. I had the Christmas lights up, but obviously I wasn't going to leave those up all year. That's pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, they're fun. I got to get some more. I'm glad I got some here. Yep. Listen to your music and put on some lights. When I was your guys' age, we had something called black lights. You heard of that? Like the purplish bulbs, and you get these posters that glow weird. So we used to have those back in the day. Okay, looks good. Okay, well, take care. Enjoy your lights there. Take care, Brooklyn. If you got any questions on anything, let me know.
Not together.
Not together. Something's a little off there.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Yep, take care. Have fun.
Have a good day.
You too.